Dear friends, welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be diving into another beginner level machine on the VulnHub, which is HackerFest 2019. The link will be put in the video below so that you can download it and play it on your own. In this video, I'll be showcasing how to use Metasploit to get privilege, to get foothold on the target machine. Unfortunately, it will be pretty much possible you encounter some kinds of problem. I will show you how to solve this kind of problem. Before we get started, however, please make sure to subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up. It really helps the channel grow. Now, let's head over to Kali Linux VM to begin with. First of all, we need to discover the IP address of the target machine. The utility I'd like to use, as always, would be netdiscover. Let me make the window to be bigger so you can see what's going on. As you can see over here, I used the option of -i to specify the interface. So all packets will be sent from this interface to discover online machines. And also I use the -r option to specify network range rather than conducting automatic scanning. This can speed up this scanning process. Now we can press enter. As you can see here, the IP address of the target machine could be recognized as 253. So what shall we do next? We need to perform port and surface scanning with a map. To save time of this video, I've already completed before. So now we can get out its result. Let's scroll up a bit. So as you can see over here, I took the options like scene scan, default script scan. As you know, different surface will have different scripts to scan. And the version scan followed by the -p- to perform full range port scan. The last option for all is ON to output the result into this file. And then we can retrieve scanning results whenever, just as what I'm doing now. As you know, this doesn't affect our precision at all. Although you can notice here, the IP address of the target machine has been changed since I re-imported the machine into the VirtualBox. So this time, different IP address has been assigned to the target machine by internal DHCP server of VirtualBox. From the Nmap scanning results, we can tell the target machine has 1, 2, 3, 4 open ports. Let's take a look at them one by one. The first open port is 21, and its service is FTP or File Transfer Protocol. And also we can get the version information, including its version number. With this SC or default script scanning option, we can tell the target machine allows anonymous FTP login. Without a doubt, we need to check it out manually. The second open port, 22, the service is SSH or Secure Shell Service. And also we can get the version information, including version number. This version is a bit outdated, but I don't think we can find any workable exploit for this particular version. The third open port, 80, the service is HTTP or Hypertext Transfer Protocol. And also we can get the version information, Apache 2. From its generator, we can tell the target machine has or is running WordPress site or WordPress CMS. The last open port is 10,000. And also we can tell this application has something to do with SSL, or it's running over encrypt or secure socket layer. Okay, and also we can get the version information, mini server or Webmin. And this robots file contains one disallowed entry. So what are we going to do next? We need to enumerate discovered services. The question is where to begin, where to start. As I mentioned in the other videos, if you have already followed my channel, you know this very well. I always mention it over and over again. That is, if the target machine has a file sharing service running, such as NFS, FTP, and Samba services, etc., we should enumerate these services first. In this case, I think we should enumerate FTP service. And how to conduct such enumeration with FTP service. The first command when we try to enumerate FTP is Searchsploit, because I want to know this service or this version of FTP is vulnerable or not. Okay. Although we got this exploit, but this one falls into category of DOS or denial of service. This is not what we want. As you know, we need to penetrate into the target machine rather than taking down the target machine. And next, we can FTP to the target machine, and you can use the default client tool, FTP or LFTP. It doesn't matter. Oh, sorry, I put the wrong IP address of the target machine, and the username is anonymous, and we are in. So now we can run command ls or list directory content with options of A or L, list H, human readable. And from the content of this directory, we can not guess, it's almost certain we are within a WordPress directory, because we are very familiar with all of directories or pages or files what you are seeing here. Okay, but one of them caught our attention most, which is configuration file, and we can get down this configuration file from the target machine. And before we exit from FTP session, I'd like to check to see whether we can upload file to the target machine. If we can, then of course we can upload like web shell to the target machine, and it would be very easy to get initial foothold if we can upload web shell. And usually such a file would be located in the directory of content. Okay, let's go inside this directory. And let's go to uploads directory. Uploads. And right now nothing here. Next, we can create a test file like anything, and we can use command put test. Unfortunately, we get the error of permission denied. So next, let me try go to plugin directory. Sometimes we can upload a file to the plugin directory, we can use like a put and test. We still get the same error. Also, we can check to see whether we can navigate to other locations like var failed to change directory. So now we can exit from FTP, and now we can get out this configuration file. As we know, this file contains database collection credentials, username and the password. However, the target machine doesn't expose the root, doesn't expose database service. So we can't do very much with these credentials. Okay, let's go ahead. So I think now we have already completed FTP enumeration. It's time to enumerate the first web application, which is running, or which is WordPress site. Let's put the IP address of the target machine into the address bar of the browser. Press enter. Yes, indeed, this is WordPress site. Scroll down to the bottom. We can't find anything interesting, and also we can check its source code. Also scroll down to the bottom. Nothing here. Next, we can check to see whether this site has robots file or not. Not found. Next, let me bring back the terminal window to launch Nicto to perform automatic enumeration. In the meantime, we can, have a look at the second web application, or Webmin. Okay. As we know, this application is running over SSL, so we can prefix this URL or this address with HTTPS. Otherwise, you will get some kinds of error, or maybe very slow. Okay, let me put the IP address followed by the port number 10,000. Warning, no problem. We can go ahead, accept the risk, and go ahead. And we can try to use default username, admin, and admin as password to sign in. Is, login failed. It's done. We didn't find anything useful from Nicto. Let's launch GoBuster to perform directory enumeration. However, we got this error. It's possible to fix this issue with additional option, exclude lens. Press enter. So now it starts its directory enumeration as usual. So anyhow, I'm not going to wait this GoBuster to enumerate the directories or files. Okay, so what can we do next? Next, I'd like to launch WordPress scan 2 to perform directory, or not a particular WordPress enumeration. So sorry about this. Let's press enter. But again, we got this error. We can use this option. I think this issue is caused by possible firewall on the target machine. Even we can put more option, but it doesn't work. Oh, okay, now it starts its enumeration. However, failed to identify user names, which is fine. I don't think we can do very much against this WordPress site by taking your approach. Okay, let's move on. Next, we can get out the Nmap scanning results again. And because the Nmap has already determined its version, so next we can launch Searchsploit one more time to check to see whether this version is vulnerable or not. It is. Even Metasploit has one module. So before we try, other modules, or sorry, not modules, other exploits, I'd like to try this first because Metasploit is so powerful and very easy to use. Unfortunately, just I mentioned at the very beginning, if you do this machine yourself, you possibly get some kinds of error. I will show you how to, fix this kind of issue. Okay, let's launch Metasploit console. Okay, it's loaded. Great. So now we can, we can't remember its module name. In order to get its name or path, we can use command of Metasploit console, search, followed by the keyword like Webmin. And then we can, the 12 modules available. And to save time, I'd like to try this one first. Okay, we can copy. You can use index as well, no problem. But for me, I prefer, using the relative path. Okay, use and followed by the module name or module path. And just one available payload for this module. We can't change this payload, I think. Now we can show options. We can set localhost to our Kali Linux. Set local port number to 555. You can use any port number, what you are comfortable with. And set a remote host to our target machine. And let me show options again. We do not need to change this server host. I think it's fine. And the port number, we do not need to change it. However, as we know, in our case, we should set this option to true. Okay, so let's run it. Sometimes you will get an error. Sometimes you will not. Depends. So now we can run it. It looks like it's working. It's working. Sometimes you will get error and you need to put which option? Set the AutoCheck, this one. If you run this module and you will get error like exploit failed, possibly you need to put this option, set AutoCheck to false. Okay, based on my practice and experience. Anyhow, this case, this is unnecessary because we have already got command shell session. We can run ID. Even, we have already been root user, and we can spawn interactive shell by Python. Okay, let's go to root directory. And then we can grab the root flag without any problem, right? Go to home directory, webmaster. We can get another one. Instructor. Okay, so I think that's it. I'd like to see you next. Bye. Have a nice day, please.